first time.
Fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Fucking shit, this fucking timeline is lit all over. It's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow, this fucking timeline is all over. It's over.
Well,
Biggest Alex Joner.
well, he's guilty. He's guilty. He's guilty. The X chat is broken again. Broken again. I see Jay over there on X. Let me try playing with this one time. Hold on. I just don't believe it anymore. I don't believe it anymore. I'll see if I can get the X chat working while we're chatting. We've got our friendly AP live stream up and going here. Fascinating framing on this shot they chose. On this shot, yeah. Stiff breeze through the trees. Guilty. Guilty on all three counts of the trial. No one knows it's happening and nobody cares about because it just doesn't matter anymore. It's also tiresome. It's also tiresome. Welcome, Zeb. Welcome 3CC, the Third Continental Congress, thirdcontinentalcongress.org. What is going on, YouTube? I see Pilled, I see Rumble. I am getting the X chat going for Jay Grower. I'm working on it, Jay. I am working on it. A lot of big crowd built up for this event. This looks like a pre-Caitlin Clark WNBA game going on in this courthouse with the throngs of masses beating down the door, wanting to know the answer. Slight contrast to to the all-day, everyday extravaganza we had going on with Donald Trump. I stand corrected. Some monkeys of various ethnicities, of various evolutionary branches of the great ape tree have exited the doors and disappeared into the door. What's going on here? Are we storm chasing? Is there a reason? The brightness on this is like... Now that's their feed. Plot twist. Hunter Biden comes out. Lightning strikes him. Oh, they figured out whatever they were doing wrong with their camera, I guess. We are live, right? I'm sure there's really some really dynamic sounds going on here on this stream. But we'll pull up the updates here. We'll pull up the updates. Convicted on all charges in the gun trial. Look, see, our justice system is fair. Now you guys gotta stop bitching about the Trump trial because, see, this was the same thing. This was the same thing, I swear. This was exactly the same thing, and it all works out. It's all fine. No, I say. It is, in fact, also tiresome. It says I'm not live. All right, let me go back to that. Probably should have looked at it a little harder. See, now you made me get an ad. Now you made me get an ad. And we just had to give the AP... Oh, it ended. Bummer.
No offense.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. There we go. This is a lot of work. This was a lot of work. Got the homies coming out. So no screaming reporters, I guess. I bet he comes out the do not enter. That would be appropriate. Oh! Hey. Just one donut there. Extremely homosexual outfits on the heterosexual women. We're very used to this now. That might have been Token there. Hard to say. I'm sorry, Mr. White. I stand careful. There he is. All right, so he's walking from right to left. We'll use adjectives. He enters. He enters the car. Of course, is that a frigging... He's doing several lines of crack right now. He's getting his crack in him. So yeah, a couple things I already saw. Unlike Trump, he was allowed to leave while the jury was deliberating because no big deal, you know. We don't want Trump to escape and commit campaign violations, but this guy can go do crack. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Let's try to fix X here real quick while we're ranting. But guilty on all counts. We'll pull those updates here in 1 second. And let's just see. Testing. Oh! Oh, it didn't. What? What? That's incredibly strange and confusing. What? We're only going to waste so much time on this. Yeah? Uh-huh. Strangest thing ever. All right. All right, but updates. Convicted on all charges. He left the courthouse holding hands with the First Lady and his wife, Melissa. They did not speak to reporters. They got into their waiting, murdered out SUVs, and they bounced. He's facing up to 10 years in prison on the first count, 5 years on the second count, and another 10 years on the third count when he is sentenced, when he is going eventually to be sentenced. It's not clear how long a sentence he could receive. The sentence is up to the judge, and Hunter Biden is a first-time offender. Oh, man. Judge Mary Ellen Noriega noted that sentencing typically is 120 days out, but no sentencing date was set. Because why would there be? Jilly B, who Hunter said was stupider than Hunter, even when he's as drunk as humanly possible, I believe, or something like that. We'll double-check the quote. She showed up. She says, "Here I am. Admire my forward momentum pose." All right, AP, get your 2 cents. Ooh, maybe they're done. They're saying we're done with this. All right, good for you. Back to here. All right, so he was convicted on all 3 felony charges in the gun trial. He has many trials going on. It didn't take very long. Let's see what the AP wants to tell us about the deets of this case. Hunter Biden was indicted on federal firearm purchasing charges after plea deal fails. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get the quick story here for those who don't know it. He's also under investigation for his business dealings and a bunch of other stuff. The 3-count indictment alleged Hunter lied on a form required for every gun purchase when he bought a .38 caliber Colt Cobra Special at a Wilmington, Delaware gun shop. On those, I'm just going to take it from here. On those forms, it says, "Are you an unlawful drug user?" He said no. Turns out the jury felt like he was lying. He was lying. He was indeed unlawfully using drugs. Suspiciously excellent timing for the Biden White House. Now they get to say, look at this extremely important person. Hunter, my son, I'm coming down hard on him because the justice is blind. Okay? Justice doesn't. Holy shit. So now you can't argue anymore that we were unfair to Trump. Chat. You know this, chat? Chat? You know it, chat. Chat. Heavily YouTube chat. Leaning heavily YouTube chat. You know you can't. What can you say anymore? You just can't say anything at all. He's gotten us. They fooled us. And now there's nothing we can do. We're wriggling in the crushing grip of logic and reason. These are exactly the same things. Hunter Biden's tribal. No. I don't want to donate. Hunter Biden's trial. Donald Trump trial. These are the same things. But you know that. Hunter Biden was allowed more freedom during this trial. So what is the play here, chat? What is the play? It is allow this to carry on for your 120 days or whatever the heavily studied limits of human attention spans are. And then appeal and plead down, and next thing you know, he's tarring roofs with Red and Andy Dufresne drinking beers, not really getting punished at all. ATOLL, not punished at all. That's probably the pattern I would expect to see from here. But what does this give them? The same gift, the same fun Midsummer Night's gift as the Trump verdict. You get your blah. He's guilty. We'll see. We'll see. I don't trust it. I don't trust it like a stick of gum in a 3-day-old pair of jeans. I just don't know that I trust it. Okay, I'm not unhappy to have pulled it out of my pocket. But evergreen winter. I don't know if it's forever. It's like 72 hours. And then it's salmonella in chewing form or something. I don't know. I'm not retarded. One of the great miseries of my life, born without the tard gene. And so I gotta deal with the shit that gets thrown into my face that I observe. My eyeballs are like, hey, John, here's some crazy shit. Go ahead and deal with it. I say, eyeballs, man, I wish I was retarded. And we just accepted what you were showing me here. That we saw the projection on the back of the cave on the front wall, Sony projector built by Chinese slave labor. And that was enough for us, eyeballs. I wish. But it's not. Forever, eternally tortured by the ineffable retardedness and faggotry of it all. It is fake. It is fake, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, I just assumed your genders, it is also gay. It is fake, as the Mexicans would say, E-gay. Fake E-gay. The letter Y, pronounced E. That's how they say and. They're very efficient. I'm told they sit around on Sabados eating tacos, just admiring themselves and their letter use efficiency. These are facts. Hunter Biden guilty on all counts. Guilty on all counts because he bought a gun when he was high as shit, when he was just high out of his goddamn mind. Just, woo! He just Will Ferrelled his way into this gun store. He had crack all over his face. He had a hooker on one arm, an underage hooker on the other arm, a midget underage hooker on one leg. In fact, he was wearing them as shoes. He had two very small Thai ladyboy hookers dressed in crocodile skin. He walked in with his other hookers, and he said to the gun store owner, "How you like these boots? My name is Hunter Biden. I would like that gun. Yes, that's crack in my mouth's on fire." The gun owner says, "I ain't getting involved in this. Have your fucking gun. Go fuck yourself." He does. He takes the gun and he goes and fucks himself. He records it. He records it on his Windows 95 laptop, which then breaks because it wasn't a great operating system in the first place. Bill Gates, fuck you. Fuck you, Bill Gates. It sucks. Okay, because Anthony Michael Hall playing Bill Gates stole it from some other guy playing Steve Jobs, Windows NT 95 3.1. Laptop. It breaks. He takes it to the laptop fixer-upper guy. Maybe perhaps even it was this gentleman. That is the laptop fixer-upper guy. We don't know is the point. Okay, verify. Trust but verify. Right? 1 time, shame on you. 2 times is enemy action. 3 times is crack cocaine in Windows 98. All right? This guy tries to fix this cracked up computer. It just starts throwing out child porn and portals to hell. 17 demons arise. They just start fucking up his MacBooks and his Windows 99s and 2000s. And he's just like, costing me a lot of damage here. Hunter Biden's possessed / virus-ridden laptop. I'm going to have to report it. So he does. And sure enough, they have 1 dot over here. That is, if it is a day ending in Y, Hunter Biden is smoking crack. And then they have another dot over here. They're connecting on their board. And it says, you cannot be smoking crack on days that end on every day ending in Y. And then also purchase a firearm. And he did both of those things. So they tied a small bit of string around this dot and this dot. They stepped back. They struck a pose very much like the one you see here, only without Thai ladyboy hooker boots. Okay? And without a hooker on each arm. They were probably alone. It was like an over-the-shoulder, right, from the back sort of shot. As they look on, they're looking at the board. And you get that slow zoom in at the 2 dots. They're contemplating. What does this mean? What does it mean? And that would lead you immediately to the follow-up question, what can it mean? Which is anything at all. And that is a tough question to unpack when your answers are infinite. It's like the infinite library. You can write all of the data of everything that can possibly be known with 2 symbols, a 0 and a 1. An infinite library is 1, 0, and 1-1. How do you expand these with mathematical operations into sensical information that has utility? I don't know. That's not my job. I don't fucking work at this library. But it's true. It's true. You know it's true because I'm fucking saying so right now on your screen, which is what reality is. Struck a pose like this, contemplated the yarn left to right, left to right. Number 1, you cannot smoke crack on days that end in Y 24/7 and buy a firearm. Number 2, Hunter Biden smoking crack 24/7 on all of a sudden. One of those 1930s incandescent light bulbs go off. They're on a budget, okay? The FBI's thoughts are on a budget. So, like a fucking, not a bright one, like a yellowish, like you can see the filament lighting up because in real time the light's moving so slowly through it. But it does happen. It does happen. It's like the infinite steps towards the wall. If you take a step halfway towards the wall and then your next step covers half the distance, are you infinity steps away from the wall? No. No, says Isaac Newton. Here's a limit. Suck my limit. You're at the wall now. Case closed, guilty. Something like that is what went down in the jury deliberations. He was guilty. This person back and this guy's not allowed to do that, says the what? He's not allowed to do that. He's not allowed to do that. They probably repeated that like 50 fucking times. He's not allowed to do. There's probably a little bit. Is he allowed to? I mean, striking that. They're just like, looking at the dots. This goes on for several years. Finally, the phone rings. They're still standing there. 3 years of beard growth. Nails like one of those Indian religious weirdos. Okay, twisted in the fucking corkscrews and shit. Just, you're not allowed to do that. And he says, hey, it's your time, bro. It's your time. We actually do want to pull the trigger on this Hunter Biden trial now because Trump just got kabookied. Kabookied, right? We kabuki theatered him. And now we need to make this seem fair because people are retarded. And we're going to assume they look at this and go, oh, that's the same thing. All is right with the world now. The only thing that pisses me off more than someone thinking I'm that dumb is the fact that I am way fucking dumber than that. But other than that, I'm upset. Okay, I lack the vocabulary to explain the various emotions moving combinatorially through my, what the Greeks would call friends, PHR, along with the neurons in my digestive system I just learned about that apparently do a lot of thinking too. I don't know what I am anymore. I'm like 17 different brains with a bunch of just competing organs that don't want to work together. My asshole is a Black Lives Matter rally. I don't understand it anymore. No, your propaganda failed. This doesn't help me. I don't look at this and say, oh, that's the same thing. I'm just more mad now. I'm just more mad, and I'm just like, there really is this elite versus pleb dichotomy, isn't it? As much as I want to, I'm asking for you to give me some kind of believable propaganda that will allow me to trebuchet myself over, we've talked about this, trebuchet myself over the walls of Troy that's filled with bears. I'll kill them all. I will die myself. I will be not even a quarter of the way there at that 40. You launched me at 45 degrees because that's maximum deficit. I took physics. But quarter of the way there, I will be ready to die already in this pose. You're not getting it. This pose, just ready to go. I just need like one more fucking Blade with Wesley Snipes type movie to just fucking, all right, you know what? Go kill them all, John. Get the lefties. And I'll be like, yes, I'm retarded. I will do that for you. Would you like me to do that for you, sir? Yes, I will do that for you. You are welcome. I'm doing this for you. But no, I get this fucking guy This is a bad movie. This is a bad movie. Fuck you. 2 thumbs down. Not gonna watch the sequel to this. This is Dune 2 shit. Okay? This is Dune 2. It's terrible. It's terrible. It either needs to be incredible or so bad it's good. Incredible or so bad it's good. And I have never seen a bigger so bad it's good golf ball sitting on a tard tee before as this one. And you're that fucking guy, right? Who just, you're not even the guy who tries to drive it and misses. You're the fucking security guard who tackles him at the gate and then lies about being run over. It's tiresome. It's tiresome. It's tiresome. X broke again. Again. Probably not a high rate of X chats. Yeah. Rumble's probably fucking shitting itself. Like one of those Indian spiritual guys, right? Right? How many back reference jokes can we get out of that rant? I don't know. I blanked out there like Will Ferrell. Like Will Ferrell in Old School. It just, what just happened? This has done nothing, and I know I'm going to see all these tweets and fake conservatives saying, well, I mean, it's got to mean something, all right? We got to take a step back here and just think about, like, maybe it's not as... Motherfucker, I was there, like, 20 minutes ago when Trump got sent, like, they said Trump was guilty. I was there. I was there, all right? You have not put enough fluoride in my water or something, all right? And I just, for whatever weirdo reason, still remember. I don't know what's wrong with me, like I said. The only thing that makes me more upset than how stupid you think I am is the fact that I know I'm actually way dumber than that. I don't know what to do. I've been killing my brain cells for going on like 30 years now. Just religiously. Just you get up, you do a workout routine, you go to like a church or a community center, you think about the future. I get up, I'm like, is that a brain cell in my head? I'm killing you, I'm killing your friends. I'm like Clint Eastwood at the end of Unforgiven. If any of you brain cells fire, I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to kill all your friends. And I'm going to kill your kids and your wife's friends and your wife's dog and your dog's friends. And then I'm going to cut down the tree your dog pissed on. And I'm going to take a big salty shit on its roots so that it will never grow again. Okay, this is my average morning meditation conversation with myself. John Smith, thank you. Thank you, John Smith. Knocked me out of a bit of a loop there. Knocked me out of a bit of a cyclone, if you will. If you will. It was all really that storm chasing reference back when they dropped their brightness on their stupid live stream. And then it was just like, we entered the perfect storm movie with that stupid George Clooney, Mark Wahlberg, you know, where they're like, hey, is that the biggest storm that's ever happened in planet Earth? Let's go fish some tuna in the middle of it. That movie. And at the end, they're like, look how brave and heroic. Those retards? Those were the hero. I thought the tunas were the hero of this movie. Right? I mean, why Act 1, you had them serial killing tunas. Right? Everything about, they don't like each other. They're idiots. They didn't fucking brush their teeth. They're too stupid to make ice to keep their tuna fresh. I thought it was a comedy. The fucking giant wave finally came. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, karma, bitch. And then they dragged out this ending. And I suddenly snapped out of my sociopathy. I had this flicker of empathy. Or, at least I was in the pursuit of understanding what was in front of my eyeballs that was just incomprehensible to me. I was like, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen, and everyone around me seems sad. So that's been about how life has seemed to me since I was a small tot, okay? Just like, you're at the grocery store, some old lady falls, smashes her face, you're a baby in the stroll, and you're like, okay? You know what I mean. You know what I mean, chat. So you're laughing hysterically at dumbass George Clooney's whatever he's doing, fishing tunas. Is that a giant triple storm head? Let's get some tunas. Right? And you're just laughing, and then there's 20 more minutes of the movie all of a sudden, and you just don't get it. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. It's very confusing. A lot of fear, right? You become on PTSD, perhaps, is the term for this. So someday, somebody's going to make a good movie. I hope it happens by November. I really am pretty indifferent to the genre at this point. Comedy, tragic comedy, apocalyptic thriller, post-apocalyptic thriller. I'm on board. Is it good? I only believe there's only two kinds of movies, good and bad. Good one? Cool. Cool, I'm there. I'm there. If you're just joining us on this Hunter Biden stream, Hunter Biden was found guilty on all counts. On all counts, it means nothing. The pattern usually for these kinds of people is that they wait till everybody forgets about it and then they get off on some sort of technicality or appeal or just sort of, we never talk about it again. We imagine, I haven't seen this, but I imagine it'll be leveraged as proof that the justice system is fair. And it's just obviously not the same thing. And I just think I lack the patience to even go pursue any of that sort of propaganda. I'm just going to pass. Just like I'm not going to give money to charity anymore. No thank you. I would not like to give $1 to starving children in wherever. I would like them to learn to find their own food. I would like you to hand them a slip of paper. I will write a paper and put it in your dollar jar and it says, learn to find your own food. You're welcome. The world famous John Ward. And one day, one of those small children will survive. The rest will die, be eaten by lions and shit or whatever goes on wherever they're from. But one of them will make it. And I'll be like rolling down the red carpet in my automated Stephen Hawking wheelchair. I'll be 743, artificially kept alive. I'll have totally turned to the dark side. I'll be Palpatine, right? Just bent the world into something way worse than you can possibly believe. And this little kid who got my note will just fucking Arya Stark me. Right? That stupid shit. It's gonna be stupid. It's not gonna be cool. That's my point. It's gonna be stupid TV. And he'll say, and then I'll be dying there in my Hawking chair and be like, remember that fucking note? Remember that note you sent to Namibia in 2024? Said, find your own food? I found my own food, motherfucker! And I'll just look over my shoulder and say, that's what I wanted. It's the only thing I've ever wanted. A son. What's your name? Is it not? How many apostrophes are in your name? I'm dying. But for real though, how many apostrophes are in your name? Because there's a 2 apostrophe limit on me giving my world dominion power over to someone based on trial by combat. Trial by combat's only allowed if there's only 2 or less, 2 or fewer apostrophes in your sub-Saharan African name. If there's more than that, now we got to explore other forms of government. Right? Now we're in a succession, a war of succession. Thanks a lot, Bute. Right? Why couldn't you just combine the 2 ahs and cut out one of those apostrophes? We would have avoided all of this in the year 2900 and... Oh, man, I'm not going to get it. Whatever it is, I'm just assuming... I'm just assuming that's what we're headed for. You heard it here first. 700 and what did I say? 43 years from now. Something like God Emperor of Dune. Wouldn't that be ironic if after all this shitting on this Dune movie, the hero really does turn out to be some little sub-Saharan, Muad, the desert mouse, right? And has just been stewing and seething on that fucking find your own food note that he got from the Red Cross back in 2024, right? His eyes turn blue and shit. He starts eating the spice. Right? Oh, you want some fucking food? I'll eat this fucking sand. And it turns out he's just the one African who's standing on some melange, right? Sandworms. These are the things you got to worry about when you try to take over the world. Always looking over your shoulder for that Namibian note child and his fucking sandworms. I can see why Stalin wasn't a happy man. Heavy lies the crown. Sort of thing. It's as good a time as any for Samuel Gawith's Celtic Talisman Dry Snuff. Made in, where you fucking made? Kendall, Cumbria. This is like a J.K. Rowling product. Gawith Hogarth and Company Limited, Kendall, Cumbria. None of those words are real. Get your shit together. I'm assuming Scotland. Samuel. Probably a British Jew who is using the Scottish brand would be my guess. But it'll put hair on your chest. It'll put hair on your chest and it'll put hair on other people's chests when you use it around them. It's a potent product. They really ought to send me some money for the amount of snuff business I'm sending them from the Americas. It's substantial. Hunter Biden guilty on all counts. It means nothing. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just too suspicious, right? Suspicious of what the outcome of it will be. I don't know what it'll be. I just know it'll be fake and extremely, extremely gay. Hope the chat is having a good week so far. We have some updates, some big updates, hopefully next week for you. Hopefully you will see me in the somewhat near future in a brand spanking new location. We will see. The local races here in Pennsylvania are heating up. We're going to be having some events. I'm going to start physically getting myself out there. I'm going to say, is that grass? Well, I'm going to make like Joe Biden and touch it. Okay, I'm going to touch it, especially the smaller blades, if I'm going to emulate Biden. All right, this got dark. You owe us an apology for that, chat, for sending me in that direction. Oh, there we go. We got Pictish, an actual Scotsman. Cumbria wants to be Scotland. It is border area to Dumfries and not really Scotland. I still don't know what any of that means, Pictish. But someday you gotta come out of your secret bunker and let everybody hear your accent. It is incredible. It is incredible, or as they would say in Scotland, if they were also Spanish, increíble. Don't sniff the grass. Oh, Shinzo. Oh, man. PA is well fortified. Honk, honk. Does Scotland have Pride Month too? I don't know. It's an old place, Scotland. A lot of stuff. All roads lead to Scotland, and then that road leads to the Alps, and then there's a road across the mountain pass that crosses the Rubicon, and then that road leads to Rome, my friend. That Rome, all roads. Every single fucking road leads to Rome. I had this great uncle once who was one of those fucking guys who finished quotes that are purposefully left unfinished, like when in Rome. Right? So when in Rome, if you didn't know, the full version is when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But you will never hear anybody say that. You'll just hear people say when in Rome. And even that's a pretty punchable offense these days to say when in Rome. Well, I had this fucking uncle who would say, hey, John, when in Rome. And I'd be a bit like, okay. And he would, do as the Romans do, John. When in Rome, do as the Romans do and follow all the roads that lead out of Rome and then back to Rome. And if on one of those road loops you happen to be going through sub-Saharan Africa and see a small boy with 17 apostrophes in his name angrily holding a note in his fist, if you could take him out for the future of humanity, because even though he seems righteous, and he is, it's like a butterfly flaps his wings and the moon explodes. A small Katonga Tonga Banga in Eritrea or whatever flaps his note, and the God Emperor grows wings 3,000 years from now. That's just how it works. I didn't make the rules. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. And shit, man, I fucking hate it. Oh, so we caught it. We caught the verdict, sorta. Hunter Biden, guilty on all three of these accounts. He has other trials coming up, because why wouldn't he? He smoked a lot of crack. He smoked a lot of crack and did a lot of wild things. And it's all boomeranging back on him. Maybe. I'll throw up some final questions here for the chat, and then I'm going to bounce and get busy. I got stuff to do. Everybody's on me to make more content, so I'm going to be working on that. I've been working on some of that stuff. It's all good. And we're trying to migrate the gilded community somewhere else. Always on the run. We're fucking on a pirate ship at this point. It is what it is. Long John Silver and you all. Mimetically, mysteriously. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? I don't know. But if the quest is for gold and the character's named Silver, then the author, if he's a good one, is telling you so there's some value there. There's perhaps a lesser monetary treasure, but a treasure nonetheless. The real treasure in Treasure Island, maybe it wasn't gold after all. Maybe it was silver. Maybe it was fake and gay. Make up your own mind. I ain't doing your thinking for you. Hunter Biden guilty on all counts of whatever. In this ridiculous trial, he was allowed to leave during deliberations. He wasn't gagged, I'm assuming. I didn't actually research that. I didn't research any of this. I care about this as much as I care about this whole Caitlin Clark WNBA drama. Which is not at all. It's the fallacy of the excluded WNBA middle. Are you pro Caitlin Clark? Are you against Caitlin Clark? I say there's a middle option here, which is just, I don't fucking care either way. I don't care either way. I don't like watching any sort of creature, human or otherwise, mammalian, reptilian, amphibian, some other strange, weird siphonophore, some phylum that you can't classify. Doesn't matter. You can put 10 siphonophores on a court. If they can only jump high enough to slide a fucking rolling paper under their feet, I don't want to watch siphonophore basketball. I do not want to watch the SNBA, okay? I don't want to watch the Siphonophore National Basketball Association. Okay, if it's basketball, then I would prefer it would be the highest form of basketball, or, as we said, the absolute lowest fucking possible form of basketball, which the WNBA is close to. Don't get me wrong. The thing that's sort of incongruent there, that's not making all the pieces fall into place, is the attitude and the ego. Siphonophores, borderline Christ-like with their lack of egos. Just totally selfless. Those strange colonies of whatever they are. It's the most obscure reference ever. Look it up yourself. Again, not doing the homework for you. WNBA, god-awful product. Do not forget the fallacy of the excluded middle, right? It's a bit deeper of a comment than it might seem like at the moment. Pro Caitlin Clark, anti Caitlin Clark. Pro Caitlin Clark, anti Caitlin Clark. always missing the point as the ball is going back and forth over the net in the stupid tennis version WNBA argument of the net itself, which is this game's fucking stupid. Perhaps I'm being led on. Perhaps I'm being fucked with. Perhaps, if I take a step back from all of this life-altering WNBA drama, post up in like a warm shower, hand on the wall, sort of deep thought pose, just let the water run over you. Meditate, not like I do. Don't do that. Don't do my brain thing. Just pictures. And just ask yourself, do I really fucking care about the WNBA? I'm feeling a little riled up by this conversation. Let me take a step back. Is this perhaps about women's basketball? Whew. Relief washes over me in an awesome wave. We found a restaurant named Espas, and for a moment I was worried that we were going to have to talk about the WNBA. And then relief washed over me in an awesome wave. It's also tiresome. Yes, Your Honor, this man has no dick. Not something you can say about 50% of WNBA players. Frankly, I'm just going to not watch it. I might instead choose to watch USA Cricket, who apparently, like 3 weeks ago, was like, hey, there's a Cricket World Cup. We'll be in that. And now we're just winning it. We just got a bunch of people, American athletes. There's been this hilarious international debate for years with, well, U.S. sucks at cricket. It's like, well, because who the fuck would play cricket? And like, well, why don't you play cricket? If they're so good at cricket, why don't you play cricket? And then we just fucking took a big shit on Pakistan, which, if you don't know geography, is a fake country that split off from India, supposedly, so that they could worship Muhammad instead of the cow that Muhammad allegedly fell in love with, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a Muslim scholar. I am working on my imam degree, my GI, my international imamster. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak Arabic. I'm sorry about that. But I'll tell you what, Allah, if you were offended by anything I just said, when I die, if you're real, I'll talk to you. I will sit there and you can criticize me. You all say I'm a fucking ape on a planet. You're giving me all this shit. I didn't know. Fucking hell, fuck would I? Who's real to you? Allah. Yeah, that's what I thought. And he'll just be stunned by my bravery and my logic. He might become a Johnslum. You never know. Forces working upon each other. Strange things happen. You losing your minds yet? Hunter Biden guilty on all counts. We are supposed to care about women's basketball right now. I don't think they're even trying to get us to care about the cricket, but they might. They might have already just ruled it out, as there's no fucking way anybody's going to give a shit. Gen X Granny, thank you. On the serious end of Hunter Biden is we'll keep an eye on it. I would expect the pattern to be that it just gets drawn out, used opportunistically to redirect media narratives when necessary. It'll just sort of fade out, or he'll get a slap on the wrist, or very worst case, he might go to prison and then disappear and go hang out with Jeffrey Epstein on whatever fucking island that guy's on right now. I'm just assuming that that's how it works. I don't know, though. I don't know everything, which is another way of saying I do know everything, but I'm not going to tell you assholes. Figure it out yourself. Go read your note. I sent you a note. Go read your notes. Hunter Biden guilty on all counts. It's just another day that ends in Y. Just another day ending in Y, anticipating the whole propaganda push over how fair our justice system is. Damn it, you should trust it, Americans. Damn it, you should trust it and sign up for the draft. And sign up for the draft because we have a very Tom Hanks-esque slave soldier captain for you, Captain John Ward. And he will go in your little stupidly front-opening assault boat with you to the shores of wherever the fuck you want to die. And he will tell you how important and brave you are as large caliber rounds blow your stupid ape body into little bloody threads of organic matter. It will be painful. That is the end. Then just nothing. Just nothing. Just oblivion, darkness. You better hope there's not an afterlife or reincarnation, because if there is, then we're just going to feed you back into that same simulation over and over for the rest of your existence forever. Immortality. Eternity. Your life will end an infinite number of times watching this creaky, rusty assault pontoon boat's fucking door dropping, and my face sitting there as you're sobbing, just going, whew, first time, forever. Forever. And that's the end of the show for today. That is your pick-me-up. I know you're not quitting on me, and I ain't quitting on you. We'll have some operational updates here by the end of next week, I believe. We got to get the Gilded stuff shifted. Gilded no longer a usable platform, or won't be by the middle of July. We'll get that figured out. A lot going down in Pennsylvania. I'll keep you abreast, or even perhaps a titty of it. I'll keep you a titty of that news, abreast and a titty of the news in Pennsylvania. Some live events, maybe some big names. We will see. We will see, and then we will argue with our eyes. Express our anger for the things that once again it has shown us against our will. In pursuit of absolution, one way or another, we will see each other again. My God, it's tiresome. We're going to make a myth out of it one way or another. Good to see you all in the chat. Hopefully you understand that I'm being mimetic. Don't take it too seriously. We're just passing the time between now and the next happening, and we all know that that is exactly 2 weeks away. So we will continue to go live here. We'll have some big operational updates, hopefully, for you by the end of this coming week. We were hoping it'd be a little earlier, but we seem to be on track. And then one way or another, gearing up, all you 3CC delegates, keep in touch. We'll have some conversations, conversing, real-life adventures, travel, exploration, SpaceX, as above, so to the left, 30 degrees off on the right, and below, well, nobody really knows. That's the great lie you've been told. As above, so below. So you presume. I don't see symmetry when I look at the universe, do you? As above, kind of almost, so below. That is it for today. I am John Ward. Maybe. And until next time, remember, you are a world champion. Don't let your memes be dreams.
First time.
Holy fucking shit.